Working friend, it's so good to see you today. Welcome to Networking Know-How. Yes, I'm outdoors. I've been taking care of my mom, but I wanted to make sure I came live to chat with all of you. And for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, let me introduce myself. I'm Laura Morlando, the Stress Commando, and I am the founder and owner of Down and Dirty Networking. And we do this live every Wednesday afternoon. This is Networking Know-How, and this is your opportunity to be able to learn a few quick networking tips to network more stress-free like we do in our Down and Dirty Networking community. So our community is actually 100% relational networking. We do not do traditional networking, so it's not transactional focused. There are no 30-second commercials or sales pitches. For us, and the way I define relational networking, it's having meaningful conversations to learn from and about someone to build authentic and lasting relationships. So if you're into relationships, if you're for more meaningful conversations, then you might want to lean more into the relational networking side of things. I see some people watching live. Hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope the sun is as welcome as it is for us here. I really enjoy the sunshine and really could use some of that vitamin D while the sun's still hanging a little bit low before the horizon. So it still looks pretty good. So anyway, thanks so much for being here. Get up and chat. Let me know where you're watching from and interact with us. And today, I really wanted to talk about the power of having a heart-centered virtual community. And more importantly, why should you care about any of this, right? Community sounds good. And I don't know if this is you. You can let me know in the chat. But for me, community kind of felt like more work. As an introvert, being around people kind of expends energy. So community sounds like I'm around people and I'm expending energy. So that's not something I'm going to lean into. But what I am going to lean into and where my superpower really lies is having meaningful conversations in a one-to-one space. And so what I didn't consider and what I'm sharing with all of you is community is what you create. So my extroverts in the room, yeah, if you're watching, you're like, but I love being around people and extroverts and it doesn't drain my physical energy, then this works for you. If you're an introvert and you're thinking, no, I'd rather do the one-to-one, this works for you. Or if you're like me, I do enjoy being around a lot of people despite the physical spend, but I like more meaningful conversations in a one-to-one space. So regardless of which way you lean, more of a hybrid option of how you like to engage with people, the common denominator of all of that is having more meaningful conversations. Now, when you have meaningful conversations in a community, that is what you really want. But how do you get that, right? Well, first off, we have that here in Down and Dirty Networking. So if you want a turnkey solution of community, come into our space. But there's an added advantage. There's making sure people are heart-centered and community-centered. See, one of the things I love about Down and Dirty Networking is that when people have this mindset that they're heart-centered and they're community-centered, they really are leveraging one of the 3 C's that we have in our mission statement, which is co-elevate. When you can co-elevate, everybody wins. No transactions, you're co-elevating everybody. When you're in a community space, you're co-elevating everybody. You're co-elevate because you want them to cheer you on, and you cheer them on. So how do you create that outside of Down and Dirty Networking? It's simple. You can choose the kind of people you surround yourself with. You get to choose who are the people that resonate with your vibrational energy, that are heart-centered, that are community-minded and willing to co-elevate you and you elevate them. That's what co-elevate means. It's a two-way conversation. Things are much more meaningful. And so one of the ways that you can do this is identify the people that you feel you would like to really know more about. And these could be people you're already connected to, maybe you haven't talked to in a while and you want to know a little bit more about them. You can kind of dust off the cobwebs of the contact a little bit and start engaging in their content and being really meaningful and purposeful in what they're posting in social media. That's one way. That same technique works for people you're trying to get connected with. So last week I had an interview that was amazing. I had Catherine Lang on. She was our winner, our first-time winner from our sneak peek event. And if you missed that interview, highly recommend you look on our LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook channel for Down and Dirty Networking and go look at that interview. It was really, really good. She was dropping golden nuggets, high energy, a lot of fun. So it was a really good time. But in that interview, I shared how Catherine and I had gotten connected. And it got connected. She and I had Inger as our common connection point. But Inger is someone that I really wanted to develop a relationship with when I started seeing what she was doing. She had said that she was going to attend a sneak peek. Her schedule got in the way. She couldn't attend, but I really liked what she was all about. And so I started very consistently showing up on her live videos and commenting thoughtfully and nurturing a relationship with her. As a result, I got to know Catherine Ling, who I interviewed last week. So think about this. Inger is in my community. Inger has all access to me. We've developed quite an amazing relationship. I've been blessed that she asked me to be a guest on her podcast, Wonder Woman Wednesday, and it was on the AfriCAP radio network. So it was awesome. But I also now have Catherine in my sphere of influence. You get to curate the type of community you want. And both Catherine and Inger are heart-centered, community-minded people. So you have to first be that. You have to first adopt a heart-centered and a community-minded. You have to be heart-centered and community-minded. When you have that, then you can seek other people out that are just like that and then pour into them, and then they'll pour into you. And it's not about, oh my gosh, buy my stuff, be my client, or give me a raise, or give me a testimony. It's really connecting with people in a much more meaningful way so that your vibrations are really resonating. Why is this important, and why should you care? In corporate America, this was not the way that I approached networking. I didn't have that community mindset, and so I didn't understand it, to be honest. And so I kind of stayed to myself because as one of the only women in a male-dominated industry and being a minority, in a lot of ways, and my boss telling me I was the wrong minority, then I really had to really find a different way of doing things. And I felt like I needed to stay myself, be better than everybody else, and be the thing that they wanted me to be. The bonus of relational networking is that you get to be authentically you. And I choose to be both authentic and genuine because I genuinely care about people. And so when you are approaching this and you're curating your own community, you get to choose who are the people that get to be authentically themselves, but genuine to you. Genuine meaning they're kind. They're going to be concerned about you. That's that heart-centered space, right? And they want to co-elevate and help everybody out. So if you are at any point in time thinking you're going to transition out of corporate space, go in for another job, looking for someone to brainstorm ideas with, someone to really elevate you when you're kind of stuck and you need a different problem or a solution, or maybe you have some expertise that you can share into somebody else because it always feels good to give. These are all reasons to curate a community for yourself. Because one, it's going to make you feel better about yourself. It's going to improve your confidence. And when you are around people do amazing things from an amazing heart-centered space, you're better. I was on a webinar earlier this week and I heard them say, you need to surround yourself with people that make you better because iron sharpens iron, I think is how they worded that. And I agree with that. It's why I'm in a mastermind. It's why I created Down and Dirty Networking. I love being around people that are doing amazing things because they make me more amazing. It's why I love community so much. It's why I created a Working Stress Free with AI community versus a course. The power of community is what is the difference maker to propel you in your career. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, man, I could really use more, right? I could really use more help, more of a professional easy button. I could use more of a boost. I feel so overwhelmed right now. I feel I'm always behind. I would really like to learn how to work smarter, not harder. And I could really use some ideas that I don't even know I have that maybe are in a blind spot for me. I could really use some feedback and encouragement and even maybe a little bit of accountability. Then you are ready for a community. And if you care about people and you're heart-centered and you're not only just in it for yourself, then this is where this is going to work for you. Now, if you're just solely focused on sales and leads, I'm going to tell you this isn't going to work for you. And if you're looking for only that, stick to the traditional networking events and be very transparent that that's what you're looking for. Now, I would tell you as a minor upgrade to that, make sure that you are still relationship focused, even though you're being transparent about the fact that you wanted leads. It's how I started out my networking journey, and it can work, but you have to be very transparent. Don't try and look like you care about people when all you really want to do is get a lead. That'll blow up in your face. That will not work. It's highly ineffective. Believe me, I made that mistake. Don't do that. So try, you can do more of a hybrid, be transparent that this is what you're looking for. And there's always very effective ways. If you're looking for those clients and leads and you're transactional and you would love to know my super secret way that you can do that without feeling like icky doing it and not just totally alienating everybody, drop me the word sales and I'll give you all the goods. I'll give you the resource that will help you know exactly how to provide that. So just drop the word sales and I'll be more than happy to get that for you. But if you're more of that relationship person and you're like, Laura, I really like what you're saying here, and I am looking for heart-centered people, I'd love to be a part of your community. Just drop the word community and we'll connect. We'll have a conversation. You can ask me all the questions and then I can give you some guidance that way. But I would tell you, you want to curate it. It makes a difference. I regret not doing this sooner. I regret not doing this when I was in the corporate space. It would have made things so much easier. And in hindsight, the other people that I saw that did this and were really engaging in relational networking, that is how their career really was on an upward trajectory. They had a higher reputational capital and it absolutely mattered and make a difference. So I would encourage you, if you're sitting there thinking, I don't think this is for me, you might want to rethink that, because it absolutely does work and it absolutely makes you feel better. You actually enjoy networking and it skyrockets your career and makes it a whole heck of a lot easier. So decide who you want to be around in your network, engage with them, engage with their content, pour into them, co-elevate them, and find people that you want to connect with and co-elevate them. And just be consistent about it. You'll have fun. You'll get to know about them. Try to learn 3 things from people each time you talk to them. Play that fun game and celebrate people. Be genuinely happy when you celebrate them. This is how you support community. And I am grateful that Inger and Catherine, who I mentioned earlier, have all access to me. I'm grateful that everyone in our Down and Dirty Networking community has all access to me. And anyone that is not elevating and co-elevating, it doesn't have a heart-centered, mind-centered community, they do not have all access to me. They might have third floor access. They might have lobby access to me. So be particular about the people that you have. It'll raise your vibrational energy, skyrocket your career, and it will absolutely make your career so much easier, no matter what you are, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a business owner, whether you're an athlete. Learn from those that actually care about what you're doing and doing amazing things, and it'll absolutely push you and inspire you and motivate you in a way you could never thought possible. There are so many things I didn't think I could do physically or cognitively with what I experienced from a health-wise, but thankfully I've been able to move forward faithfully and purposefully thanks to the masterminds and the communities that I've created and the other ones that I'm in. So there you go. Virtually, you can do it. You don't necessarily have to be in a big room, though that is an option. But who are those people that you can call on that you can co-elevate and that co-elevate you? All right, I hope this is helpful. Thanks so much for watching live, for those of you that are still here. And if you're watching on replay, thanks. I appreciate you as well. Get up in the chat and let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear what you're thinking of, what your definition of community looks like and how you approach this in the virtual space. And if you missed last week's episode where I interviewed Catherine Lang, by all means, go back and look at that. Like I said, look for the Down and Dirty Networking LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook page, and you'll be able to find that there. And stay tuned every Wednesday afternoon, sometime between 3:30 and 5:30 Central. I go live, depending on what I'm doing as a caregiver. I don't try to keep it as a set time, so that's why it's somewhere in there. So make sure you've subscribed, make sure you've turned on notifications so you know when I'm going live. It'll only be one time a week, and that way you don't miss out. All right, thanks so much for joining. I see the people live. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here, and I'm excited to have you in my community. So drop the word sales if you want to know more about that, and drop community if you want to know more of those resources, or drop both words and I'll send you both as well. All right, guys, I got to go. The sun's going down. Bye for now. I appreciate you. And until next week, happy networking.